Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Libra. So, Libra, as always, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you see are from this deck. So, Libra, you have a very beautiful and emotional reading today. I feel like there is somebody knocking in your door, in your heart's door, I should say. And I feel like they want to enter your world. It's like they are a little bit confused as to how express how they feel, but I feel like, overall what they want, whether they are able to speak it or somehow show it, they want a permanent residence, in a sense, in your world. um and it's like they want to prove their value to you. It's almost like they don't know how to approach you, perhaps. So I feel like they are, even though they are a very, maybe a very well established person, a very mature person, they have their own life going on for them. um it's like the way that they approach you is very gentle, is very soft. It's almost like a child, right, that is unsure how to best approach, an adult, right? And so obviously they have their own, you know, I want to say romantic feelings, right? It's very much coming through as, a potential partner in your romantic life. And the thing that I was really not so clear about is whether or not you already had a relationship with this one, because it seems like a person that you know. I still don't know, and maybe that's because it can vary, really. If this is a person that you have never had really a romantic relationship with, but you've known them, right, as a friend or as a colleague or somebody that is in your midst, but it's not necessarily part of your personal world. You see what I mean? So they are approaching lightly. They are very careful. They are very soft and very gentle. It's like they're really good with words, but somehow around you, Libra, they lose their words, right? It's like they don't know how to make up a sentence, right? It's like maybe in their minds they are really, maybe they have a lot to say and they don't know how to put in words, right? So let's begin with the first card, which is the Three of Cups. So usually this card to me is the card of co-creating from the heart. But actually what I heard with this card was three is a crowd. So the thing about this card, which is very interesting today for you, Libra, is that I don't know if you are already in a relationship and they don't know how to approach you, or if it's the other way around, and you'll know how this fits in your situation. But let's say, because this is how I'm seeing, they are the one here approaching you, which, these two cups here could be just, the doors to your heart, because actually the way that you are showing up is as the Queen of Cups. So I feel like they are the ones approaching you. So because of this that I heard, right? Three is a crowd. Maybe it's just a very specific story, just for a few, that, this person has romantic feelings, but you are in a partnership, or the other way around. Um, but you coming as the Queen of Cups, Libra, I feel like in a sense, even if you are in a relationship and they are approaching you, it's like you feel something. I don't know if it's love, I don't know if it's attraction, I don't know if it's just surprise, right? But there's something that it's like you want to hear more, right? It's like you are maybe flattered, right? Maybe you're just flattered. You're just, surprised, and it's like it makes you feel good. And this is not about the ego, right? It's not, this flattery that inflates your ego, right? And makes you feel like, desired and loved. And then I don't want to say that in a detrimental way, but it's like, it's pure, right? It's pure. It's maybe it comes out of the blue because the way that this person is coming through here is as the King of Swords. So taking this out of the picture for a second, I feel like you've known each other, especially because the Six of Cups comes later on and it's right underneath this King of Swords. This is the central card. So this is the reason why I feel like there's something about this character that you know that is in your vicinity, or maybe that you have known from your childhood, right? And is somebody that you have always looked up to, I want to say. You have always looked at them and, had some kind of admiration or respect, or it's like there was something about their eloquence or their ability with their communication. It's like, very intelligent, very smart, very well spoken, very well read, maybe very well traveled, right? It's like they have a very up-to-date type of mind or mentality, or they're very open, or they're always in tune with new things. They're always, maybe they have been, always bringing you the latest update technology, or there's something about how they participate in your life that could have been always very intellectual and very, you know kind of like a distant friend, or an acquaintance that you are in touch with, from time to time. And it's like the way that they communicate things with you, it's like it brings admiration in you. But the moment that they approach with a completely new subject, and a more intimate, personal one, maybe they want to collaborate with you in a way that feels very personal, right? Even if this is not romantic, although I am picking up like, a romantic feeling that they are trying to express, but it's almost like because they have never done this, right? It's like always they were coming with something that was not that intimate, was always very frugal, very lightweight, very superficial, very, it didn't include feelings, it didn't include emotions. And so they are very good in keeping that separate, right? Coming as the King of Swords, it's like they're very good in being reasonable, being rational, being sensible, being very mature, right? And so I feel like this is how you've always seen them. But now that they are approaching here, it's like they're knocking in the door of your heart and they want to enter your world. So the World card coming next, at first, when I only had these cards on the ground, right? The way that I was, trying to feel into this world, well, first of all, what I was picking up from this King of Swords, in a way that they were struggling, in a sense, to put into words the things that they really meant to say to you. When I saw the world after it, what I heard was, if they can tell you, at least they can show you. So at first, my impression was that they are going to show you, Libra, their world. But it's not about their world. It's almost like they're trying to enter your world. So they are being very careful and very thoughtful about how to not be intrusive. It's like they don't want to, that's the thing. It's like they're so careful with their words because maybe they're so skilled with their words that they know that there are certain words, or a tone in their voice that could sound like intrusive, or indelicate, or they don't want to pass that image that they want to pass this frontier, or that they want to cross this line. It's like they are knocking on your door, right? So they are asking your permission in a sense. And I feel like it's more subtle than, it's not like they are really asking, can I come in? It's like their energy, right? Their how it's like, when you approach somebody and you can feel them. It's like you can feel beyond their silence, right? This is how I'm feeling, like, because you are coming as the Queen of Cups. So in a sense, you are very intuitive and very sensitive, Libra, in a way that you can pick up on the things that they're not saying, but rather showing. And, even if it's not conscious, although I feel like, that's the interesting thing. I feel like they are self-conscious around you, right? They're self-conscious around you because they feel like this could be so beautiful, but in a sense, it's almost like maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe they are the ones having this thought that three is a crowd, because because they don't know if you are in a relationship or not, right? It's like, so they are, thinking really deeply about how they're going to show you how they feel about you, right? And maybe because they already know that you see them in a certain way, right? So it's like they don't want to break that image, right? They don't want to lose your respect. They don't want to be intrusive. They don't want to step that line, right? And it's like be, they don't want to bother you, right? They don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to be the source of discomfort for you. They don't want to create, an awkward situation. So they're being very mindful, but they are approaching, right? They are knocking on your door. And I feel like, just like, maybe because they want to know you better in a personal way, right? Just because they know you in a very friendly manner, in a very scattered manner, perhaps, right? They have known you in a few 5 seconds encounters before, right? They don't know who you are. And so I feel like you feel them, you feel beyond what they're saying. And for you, I feel like you don't know yet what to say. It's almost like maybe it catches you by surprise and you really don't know what to say. But they have, with the bottom line here, they have kind of like an argument, or they maybe they have trained, right, what they were going to say, but then when they meet you, when they're face to face with you, they don't know, they go blank, right? They don't know what to say. So it's like it's now the ball is in your court, right? It's like they're there. It's like the hardest part they did, right? They are there in front of you, out of the ordinary, right? Because you have crossed paths, I want to say, before, because of these two cards, right? The Five of Cups and the Six of Cups. So, but the moment that they are in front of you, they don't know what to say, right? It's like they lose words. So it's up to you, Libra. Read in between the lines, right, about what this means. The thing about you and your world, it's like it's very well protected. Sometimes I see this as a cage, right, which could be very imprisoning and very suffocating. But it's not how I'm seeing this for you, Libra. I just feel like you are extremely careful with your intimate space, with your personal world, and it is breathable, right? It's like there are entrances, there are doorways. It's like they have maybe they have been thinking about how to best approach you, right? Maybe because they were trying to find the better way to enter, right? Or the better doorway to knock on. Because there are doors there. It's like all of these spaces, right, are, permeable, like a permeable fabric, right? It's not a cage. It's not something that is like you're locked inside and you're closed off to whomever wants to approach you. It's just that you're careful. It's like your personal space seems to be a very special, important, and sacred place for you. So it's not everyone that you let in. However, there are ways to let people in, right? If they're willing, like this King of Swords is, they are willing to make this gesture or show you how they feel. And because we have this sequence of the 5 and the 6 of Cups, I feel like the way, okay, so first of all, the 5 of Cups was talking about finding the right spot, finding the right door, right? The 5s to me, they have like this dual meaning about being a place, being a certain location, right? The X on the map, but also being the individual. So I feel like it's almost like maybe before in conversations from the past, they have been, it's almost like how do you say this in English? In Portuguese, there is this saying that goes like this. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to translate it, but in Portuguese it says jogar o verde. So because it's, well, the complete saying is jogar o verde para colher maduro. So in a sense, it means they were trying to say something, but indirectly they were saying something else. They wanted you to respond something else. I don't know, I'm butchering this. It's like, I don't know how to express this, and I don't know if there is an expression for this in English, but it's like they have second intentions. The moments that, they approached you before in a very respectful way, in a very distant way, keeping the limits very well established, not crossing any line, being very friendly. It's like they were sensing you, they were studying you, perhaps they were, trying to see what was the best way to have an entry point within your world, right? It's like they were, they were studying if the best approach was with food topics, if it was with tech topics, if it was with spiritual practices, or what is your taste in music, or that type of thing, right? Or what is the book that you're reading? It's like, what is the best approach to find the common ground so that they could approach you in a very personal way, right? So because they were trying to find the spot that was softer, that was more gentle, that was more permeable, right? This is the way that they were studying you. And I want to say it's interesting because the word that I heard was disguised. And this was something that came up in the Virgo reading yesterday, but with a completely different meaning, right? But, actually now that I'm reminded of this reading, Virgo had this message about, the guidance about following the beauty underneath or behind this disguise, right? There is beauty in disguise. So I feel like maybe this one was, consciously wearing this disguise. And I want to say, just because they didn't want to go too fast, just because maybe they didn't know whether or not you were in a relationship, therefore they didn't want to rush, right? They wanted to be a gentle approach, not to stir you, not to scare you, right? Perhaps. So I feel like they have been studying you in a sense, to approach you in a way that is the right location, is the perfect entryway. This is the right spot that they have, maybe even just the chance of entering in your world, right? And because I feel like the way that they're approaching you, because remember, they are bringing their own heart, right? Even though they don't know if you are already in a relationship, I feel like they are willing to expose their heart, even though I feel like they don't really know how to express that with words, but their intention, right, is to showcase how they feel, is to show you how they see you, or what you mean to them. And with the Six of Cups, it feels like, maybe the biggest surprise will be for you to realize, Libra, that actually they have been feeling this for a long time, right? It's like maybe the first time that they saw you, even if it was just a quick encounter, right? It could be just, if this is a coworker, right? It's like just crossing paths on the corridor with this coworker, right? It's like I feel like you really caught their eyes, and I feel like, maybe they have been trying to figure out how to get close to you, right? How to be near you in a way that it's not invasive, that it's not intrusive, but rather it's very gentle and very kind, and also very respectful, right? So the surprise here is like for how long they have been feeling this, right? Or, how they really truly feel about you, which is, a very close connection and the desire to be in a closer relationship, right? Because to me, this the number six, is all about the path or the road that goes both ways, right? So the exchange, right? There is something that they want to be in a closer connection. And I feel like because the way that it's almost like they see potential in this, because what they're bringing, right? The extra heart, in a sense, their heart, is going to, well, combined with this entryway, with this spot in your world, whether they know or not, if you are in a relationship or not, it's like they're willing to take that risk and find this soft spot in your heart so that they can approach you and say, listen, if you allow me in, I can bring you something to add to what you have going on, and this could be extremely beautiful and harmonious, and this nurturing and it's like just cherished, loving relationship, right? So I feel like what they want really is just to have like a more intimate conversation with you. And with that, I feel like their hopes, in a sense, is to have a permanent place with the King of Pentacles, right? They enter as the King of Swords, so perhaps very distant, very distant, right? Uh, this acquaintance that you are not so intimate with, you don't know very well, they don't know you very well, but they want to collaborate, they want to co-create something that feels like a romantic relationship, that they always, it's almost like whenever they were with you, they always felt this sense of familiarity and just feeling good around you, right? And maybe perhaps because the way that you saw them was always with this very intellectual approach, maybe they didn't spark in you this instant, first, love at first sight kind of thing. But for them, I feel like they did, in a way, in a very controlled way, or in a very uh it's like it developed over time, right? The more that they saw you, or they were with you in your presence, or cross paths with you, it's like the more that this was growing in them. But now it seems like it's like they are, in a sense, interviewing, let's say, for a permanent place in your personal life, right? They don't want this to be just an intellectual friendly exchange, right? They don't want this to be just vague and superficial words, right? They want to be in your life permanently. They want to have this permanent spot, which it's like they're very clear about what they're bringing to you, even though they're not able to say it. It's like you can pick up on their signals, right? And they want to prove their value to you, Libra. So this is where this first part ends, but I really don't know whether it's like it stops there, right? It's like it's their intentions are very clear to you now. But what are you going to do? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like you are like in awe. You are, it's like you're, maybe you are very surprised, right? Maybe you weren't expecting this. But we'll see. I am going to pull more cards for you, Libra, and I'm also going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay.